Hey guys, welcome in. It's your girl Magic Mermaid, and I'm coming through with a little bit of lore and story time. We're gonna get into some mermaid lore and mermaid story time. I'm just gonna get into how the mermaid consciousness came to me and just some mermaid lore. Like, it's fun. Like, who doesn't love mermaid lore? Like, come on now. You see the material. You see the material. But anyways, so I will start out by saying, like, as a young girl, I always really loved mermaids. The Little Mermaid was my favorite movie. It was the first Disney movie that I was like super obsessed with. The Little Mermaid, Sleeping Beauty, and Pocahontas. Okay, those were me. Okay, I can remember instances where like me and my cousins we would go and like play in the creek. Um, and we would like, we country folks, so we take off our shoes, we get our clothes wet in the creek. But it would just be us, like just us kids, and we would like walk far to go to this creek. And I used to act like I was a mermaid, and I used to have this like mermaid song that I used to. It wasn't really a mermaid song. It was like just that noise that Ariel makes in the Little Mermaid movie. But I used to like lay on a rock and let my legs be in the water, and I'll be like, oh. I used to do that. And I used to act like I was like on the rock and the waves was like hitting me, like when she like stood up out the ocean and stuff like that. My cousins used to eat that shit up. I don't know. Like, I don't think it was all that funny, but it was funny to them. So, and I don't know. But yeah, so I just always was like interested in mermaids. Always like, I used to love like blue and purple. Blue and purple. Remember they had that documentary on what channel was that? It was like Animal Planet or it was like on Discovery or something. And they had that mermaid documentary about they was in the submarines trying to find mermaids and stuff, and they had the little mermaid clip and stuff. I don't know. They said it was fake, you know. But baby, I was super all into it. Like that was my tea. I was like, "Oh yeah. This is the kind of stuff I want to be like focused on." And it was just like, even though like the clips from that documentary was very iffy, I still was very much in my heart like mermaids are real. Like mermaids are real. It's something about mermaids. Like I know I have this inner knowing that they're real. Okay, right? My kids are outside arguing. Um So, yeah, so a couple years later, not even a couple years, because I think I watched that documentary in like 2015, 2014, 2015. Now, 2016, I become pregnant with my first daughter, right? Cool. I had this dream, and I have like prophetic dreams. I'm going to be posting my dreams and dream interpretations more often on my Instagram and probably on my TikTok a little bit too, so you can check those out. I already have a highlight tab on my Instagram page and it says downloads, and those are basically dreams that I have, and I save it so that when it comes to pass, like I have the evidence. Like, mind you, this dream was very vivid. It felt so real to the point where this was what 8 9 years ago I had this dream, and to the point where even when I replay it in my third eye, it's so vivid and so vibrant, and it did not feel like the dream state. It felt like a reality where I was actually dwelling there. But this was the thing. So this was a dream. I was like, it looked like a paradise, right? And it was like, but the water was really clear. It was really bright. The sun was shining, and there was just me sitting on this island, and I was just sitting there. And I was waiting for something. And I was sitting there like on the like beach, the sand, and I had like my legs propped up like I was waiting for something. And then, but in the dream, like I wasn't pregnant in my stomach. Like I wasn't pregnant in my stomach. And then these two dolphins, it might have been more than two, it might have even been three, but these two dolphins swam up to me. They swam up to me with a baby carriage. And it was like the baby came from the water and they were bringing the baby safely to me. And okay, I knew that was my first daughter. So I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that felt so real. So then after that, it was like a switch. Like I slowly started to just like, I don't know, just download this mermaid consciousness. And it's not even that I knew it was happening. It was just that that became a lot of my focus, or not even it became a lot of my focus, because I don't feel like I was doing it intentionally. I feel like it was naturally just happening and unfolding and progressing. So then I made my whole baby shower theme mermaids, right? And I even like I created my invitations for my baby shower, and I put my little girl on the baby shower, a picture of it right here. So cute. And it looked like my little baby. She was so cute. The whole baby shower mermaid theme. My best friend Soraya, she helped me. Like, and we did the whole baby shower from scratch. Like, she wanted to arts and crafts MacGyver it, and she ate that up. She ate that up. The whole thing was mermaid themed. It was absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. And this actually was happening during a time where I was really, really, really going through my, my awakening had already happened, but I was really peeling back the layers, because my hair was locked at that time. So I was on like my inner journey at that time. And so go figure, as soon as I go inner, then all this mermaid consciousness starts to come up. I just think about how I've always operated in my life, just like, you know, maybe I wasn't conscious of what it was, but now I'm more conscious of, what it is. But like the offerings, and how like I've just always been very cautious, and and when I was younger, I definitely was like wearing a mask, but I didn't know like what I was hiding. I was just hiding something though. I just knew it felt like I knew I was hiding something. I didn't know what I was hiding though. I was like, whatever it is, you cannot be your true self. Like, you need to hide. You need to hide. I just remember always feeling like that when I was younger. Like, you need to hide. You need to hide yourself. You need to hide, bitch. So, and that's stuff that I still process now and I think about, and I'm like, what were you hiding from? What did you need to hide? What did you need to hide? And it's like, I love hearing these mermaid stories, because a lot of them have the same themes and stuff. And yeah, we gonna talk about that later though. But when my baby was like about one, like almost two, and I had my second daughter, that's when finally, I don't know, I started to take the persona or the consciousness more seriously, or the archetype. But not even that serious, because I still didn't know. Like, got the name Magic Mermaid off Instagram. This girl, she already had the name, but I wanted the name. I wanted the name without no spaces, no underscores, no nothing. And so I paid her like $25. And she was from Europe or something. She was like European, or she was like Russian. I think she was Russian. And she sold it to me, girl. She needed the money, and I was happy to help. Like, girl, if $25 could really help you out, and you could really use the $25, give me the name. I'm gonna have the name. Like, so that exchange already felt like an offering, like offering behavior. Okay, so just all of it started to become this exchange of offerings, of offerings, of offerings, whether I was on the receiving end of the offerings or I was on the giving end of the offerings. And that's very much mermaid siren culture. Okay. Another thing I want to say that I like have begun to notice about my life is, and maybe this is not necessarily just mermaid consciousness, but spiritual rank. Because anyone who has ever like had ill intent toward me or tried to harm me, something happened to them after. Like, even if I don't like wish that on them, or like I don't even be thinking about it no more, like something happens. Something happens every time. And I started to realize that, um, you know, because I've been sexually assaulted before. And that person, they not here no more. That have nothing to do with me. But I'm just saying, the way the cards always be falling and stuff, I'm protected and I have spiritual rank. And so that's something that I had to learn, and experience. And also something that I've learned about myself is that like the mermaid part is like emotional depth, right? And I realized that whenever people have like done hurtful things to me, the depth of the pain that I feel, it like be so deep. It be so deep to me. Like it be so deep. And the reaction, especially when I was a young lady, the reaction that I would have, to mirror or, react or whatever, it would be way like, okay, girl, you took it too far. It wasn't that deep. But really, it is that deep. Because people are normalized to a certain level of, emotional range and things like that. And then also people are normalized to like just hurting people and hurting each other and being toxic and acting like it's normal. And I just always was like, no, I'm not gonna act like this is normal. you know. But yeah, so like I said, I bought the name from the girl off Instagram. That's when I really started to embody the consciousness, because it was like I actually did an exchange for it, an offering for it. It was like ritualistic and things like that. Not even intentionally. I just reflect back and I see like, oh girl, you've always been in ritual. Like you've always. I started doing readings on people. Like I've been had doing readings before, but I started to be serious about it. I started to like get paid from it. I started to, people was really like, oh my gosh, this is so true, this is so accurate and stuff like that. And I started to get paid from it. I still had me a job or whatever. More mermaid lore. The ocean. I've always been going to the ocean as a young girl. We used to have a house. Our family used to have this family house in Atlantic City, and every summer like all the cousins would hop in a big truck and drive up there, and we spend like a whole week in Atlantic City. And we could go back as many times as we want because the house is ours. But so I really grew up constantly going to the beach, being at the water, digging in the sand, interacting, because we used to dig for sand crabs, we used to get stung by jellyfish, we used to do all of that. Um, so I just noticed like when I would go to the water, I would feel a very deep connection. Like I would feel like, and I still feel like this, I would feel like the water is talking to me. Like the water is having a conversation. It's more like a silent, invisible music that I would feel when I'm by the water. And that's the first time I've actually ever verbalized that. But yeah, and so I really understood like, okay, the water is affecting you. The water is, even you can ask my friends like from high school or middle school. I used to take really, really long baths. Like I would take a bath for 3 hours sometimes, 2 hours, 1 hour. Like one time my friend's mom had like she was like banging on the door because I was just like in the tub. She was like, "You have to get out." And that was cool because I literally was in there for a long ass time. But I don't know, I just couldn't get out of the water. It just felt so good. Like I just wanted to stay in there. So yeah. No lore stories like that where, you start to put the pieces together. And then my name. My name means of the sea, but it also means a woman who maintains possessions well. It means wealthy. You know, wealthy means abundance and prosperity, and all wealth comes from the water. The water. You know, and it's like the more that I understand my mermaid consciousness, my mermaid identity, my mermaid archetype or siren, whatever you would like to call it, Mami Water. It's like the more that I understand who I am, the more abundance I unlock in my life, and the more freedom I unlock in my life, and the less, you know, work I have to do. Like, I still am doing spiritual work. Like, I make sure I meditate every single day. I'm trying to actually get it back to being 2 times a day, if not more. But the more that I align with this, the more is being unlocked for me, the more freedom and ease and harmony I'm having and experiencing and becoming. And the more regulated my nervous system becomes, it's like, you know, knowing who you truly are. So another mermaid lore. It says in my birth chart that I should be careful in large bodies of water because um, it's high probability that I will get swept away. Okay. And in mermaid language, we all know that means that the water wants you, boo. The water wants you. So if you go too far out there, she gonna get you. She gonna take you because she really, really like you. She feel like you part of her clan, you know. And I've always had this underlying, like, scary feeling like, you know, like I love the water so much, but then I would still feel like, girl, you better be careful. You better be careful, because you will get caught up in a rapture. That just means, like, also I have to be careful when I go to certain places because I do feel like, oh, a mermaid gonna come up and just snatch me and be like, snatchies, bitch. Be like, I got her. She's coming with me. And I'll be like, put me back. You know, and I might go down there and I might just like it all too damn well. And then, and they say you don't age down there. That's another thing they say about mermaids. It's like, you don't age. Like, you have this, like, you just look like you look always young. And mind you, I'm 32. I'm 32. My skin still looks good. Like, I got freckles. Look at the eyes. Okay. But yeah, so, and then also, this another thing. When I was younger, my favorite color was blue. But for some reason, I was like, I need to lie and say my favorite color is pink. I don't know why I did that. And the boy that I had a crush on when I was real little, and he was in my class, what grade was this? Was this first grade, second grade, third grade? This was second grade. Second grade, I had a crush on him. Oh my gosh, I was younger than my daughter. And he was like, his favorite color was blue. And that made me like him even more because I was like, wait, that's my favorite color. For some reason, the first thing my brain said was, you need to say that pink is your favorite color. And then so I was like, oh, I like pink. That was a lie. Why did I lie as a little kid? Like, and I'm not gonna lie, blue is not my favorite color. It is a very beautiful color though. I think like green and orange are like my favorites. But I'm a throat chakra girly. We know this. We know this. Once I started to come into contact with Orishas, it was always, you know, the mermaids. It was always Yamaya. It was always Oshun. Okay. And you know, I've been like downloading Mami Wata lately. This is mermaid consciousness, and you know, so water spirits and praising the water. And so now I do this ritual that I really love. It's my favorite one, where I talk to the water when I'm in the shower. Oh my gosh, now I can feel the water downloading the information that I'm speaking. It's just really freaking cool and beautiful. And so I'm probably going to stop the video here and then do another like mermaid lore video. But this is just going to be it for now. If you have any questions, put them down below. You should also put like if you find yourself to be a mermaid or a siren, you should put your story in the comments of how the consciousness or the archetype showed up in your life and how it came to you and how it was awakened within you. So yeah, guys, that's it for now. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Magic Mermaid. Follow me on TikTok at Magic Mermaid 25. And yeah, holla at your girl.